Hey now, say now, it's your full-time player partner, Mikeyo the Slayer and Hell 9 Go Saver. And today, I want to welcome you to another episode of Ism of Wall Street.
Ever since I was 13, my biggest problem has been just to find the right road to get to that rainbow that everybody talks about. And like most people get close enough to count the stripes, but they don't have enough guts to reach out and take that pot of gold.
So before we get started, let me say this real quick. Everything I'm doing right here, I'm doing out of love and out of the heart. I'm putting all this game out there so you ain't got to get played by life. So you can stack your money, invest smart, and build something real for yourself. All I ask in return is a simple favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that button so you'll never miss when I'm dropping some more Ism of Wall Street. And while you at it, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Same name, same energy. That way you get updates on gems and the motivation in real time. All right, now let's get it.
You ain't no pimp. You're a rest haven for hoes.
All right, so today I want to talk about how you don't need to be checking stock tickers every day. You could just throw a little money at ETFs and let the time do the work. I took 200 roses and broke it up at 50 each. I spread it across 4 different ETFs, so I'm covered across the board.
See, that nigga wanted the honey. All we want is the money.
Let me break down what an ETF is. An ETF is like buying a basket of stocks all at once. Instead of putting all your money in one company, you get a slice of dozens or hundreds with just one single purchase. Even if you only got $50 to your name, you can still own a major part of companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, etc. with just $50 in an ETF.
Well, I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
So first up, we got VTI. That's the total of the US stock market. Big, small, medium, all the companies. So you get broad exposure. The heavyweight companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, among the top holdings. Because VTI tracks the top US stock market, these top companies hold a lot of weight, but you're also holding thousands of smaller companies. So if one big company has a rough year, the whole ETF isn't gonna tank because it's so diversified. Over the past decade, VTI has historically delivered roughly 8 to 11% average annually return. Of course, that's not a guaranteed number for the future, but it gives you a pretty solid idea on how it performs over time. It's that steady long-term growth that makes it a favor for people who just want to let their money grow without checking it every day.
We started making a lot of money. And wouldn't you know it, some of Brenda's girlfriends decided they wanted to be a part of it. Pretty soon, there were about 14 ladies that I was protecting while they gave me money.
Now let's get into VOO, which is basically your front seat to the S&P 500. This ETF is about those top 500 large cap US companies you hear about all the time. It's like having a piece of the biggest, most established US players all in one place. Roughly over the last decade, VOO has delivered roughly an average return of about 10 to 12% per year. This is pretty solid and reflects the overall performance of the S&P 500. It's a little more focused than VTI because it's strictly those large cap companies, but that focus is what makes it a core holding for a lot of investors. VOO also has some of the top heavyweight companies like VTI, like Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Broadcom. You're also getting a slice of some of the tech giants, along with getting exposure to other sectors like healthcare, financials, and consumer goods. It's a little more balanced across industries than something like QQQ, which is more tech heavy.
I mean, being rich and black means something, man. Don't you know that? Being poor and black don't mean shit. We're living in different times.
Next up, we have QQQ. This one's a little different vibe because it's all about the NASDAQ 100, which means it's heavily tilted towards tech and growth stocks. If you're trying to capture the energy of the tech world, this is where you want to go. Over the past decade, QQQ has been a star performer, averaging around 18% per year. That's because it's jam-packed with those high-growth, tech-focused companies. That's been really driving the market's gains. Of course, with higher potential returns comes with a bit more volatility, so you got to be ready for those ups and downs. QQQ is for those who believe in the future of tech. If you're confident that the tech sector will keep leading the way, this ETF will let you ride that wave. Just a reminder, it can be a bit more of a roller coaster. When tech is booming, QQQ shines. But when tech has a rough patch, you can feel it a bit more.
Yeah, well, you know how these little young Macs are around, man. They don't have this shit in order, you know, and I ran down and caught this little thing, man. And knocked over, you know, so I went and stashed that away, you know.
Well, tell me, what you gonna do with this one?
Oh, man, shit. Well, you know how I am. I'm gonna run my thing, you know. It's all about the money game with me.
And finally, last but not least, we rocking with IBIT. This one is a bit of a wild card in your lineup because it gives you exposure to Bitcoin in an ETF structure. Basically, it's a way to get you in the crypto game without having to buy or store Bitcoin directly. Now, we all know crypto is a wild ride. Over the past decade, Bitcoin's returns have been massive, but it's also been extremely volatile. IBIT is a newer ETF that tracks Bitcoin's price. So essentially, you're getting the same potential in upsides and the same roller coaster in dips. It's a high risk and high reward type of play. So IBIT will be the spice of your portfolio. It's not your stable long-term core like VOO and VIT. And it's not even a tech-heavy growth play like QQQ. It's that little bit of crypto exposure that can add a little punch to your portfolio if Bitcoin does well.
I hear me telling you, pimp, get on your game. Man. Church.
Now let's wrap it up and talk about why these 4 ETFs, VTI, VOO, QQQ, and IBIT, can put you in a real solid position for the long haul. Even though there's some overlap, like having some of the same big companies like in VTI and VOO, that overlap isn't a bad thing. It just means you have strong core, reliable, top performing companies. At the same time, you're adding in growth kick with QQQ and a little bit of Bitcoin. It's like building a balanced meal with your portfolio. Some stability, some growth, and a little bit of spice. Over the last decade, each of these ETFs have shown strong performance, and building them together means you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Instead, you're setting yourself up for a nice, steady, average return that will grow over time. And remember, investing is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So just keep adding a little whatever you can and let time do the heavy lifting. All right, so that's it for this episode. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And stay tuned for more Ism of Wall Street wisdom. Until next time, keep building generational wealth. See you soon. Church.
You're gonna have a bankroll so big, when you walk down the street, it's gonna look like your pockets got the mumps.